Hello. Happy Thursday, everyone. Good afternoon. I am not Dylan today. Well, I am Dylan today, but I am not Dylan. And welcome to our Idle Champions Thursday live stream. We really, really do need a better name for that. I'm coming to you live from our isolated, freezing streaming closet at Codename Entertainment Studios in beautiful Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. Before we begin, I'd like to thank Dungeons & Dragons for hosting us on the official D&D Twitch channel. Has been and always will be an honor to be here. Shout out to our moderator and producer Jay today, as well as our executive producer Erica for helping keeping the show going and keeping us all in order. Welcome. Let's get started on some Q&A and let's get some Idle Champions up. How is everyone doing? It's been a while since I've managed to steal the Thursday show from Dylan, so I'm very excited to be here today. Thank you for joining me. This week was Descent into Avernus Part 7, which made me realize that I've been neglecting my Avernus campaign, so now I'm playing some catch up there. I hope it's going well for all of you as well. And welcome. It's so nice. Happy Dylan could take a little bit of time off for an extended long weekend. We have Canadian Thanksgiving coming up, so it's nice for everyone to get a little bit of a break, so I'm happy to take over. Do I have any new hints about this new super evil hidden code? No, I don't have any hints about that. I did make a hidden code for this episode, so there is that at least. So that's a thing, but yeah, that's that. Let's also get some background music going because I can't play it before it starts because then it conflicts with the track that plays in Idle Champions. But now we can go, and Jay's just informed me that we have everyone here, which is wonderful. So thank you for joining me. I hope Frozen Office is not the code. No, it's the office. I find that the streaming room is always slightly colder. I think it's closer to the AC or something, or it just always freeze. But then also when we turn the AC off, it gets boiling in here. So I don't know. I just bring a sweater, no matter what the season. It's like middle of summer, then I need a sweater for the office. Middle of winter, I probably need both a t-shirt and a sweater. But you know, that's C&E problems. See some of our regulars here. Eloden, Shodan, thanks for joining us. Oh, Evil Spoons is telling me there's a stream running. I should watch it. Probably. Actually, I do check to make sure that it is broadcasting before I start talking to the void. But definitely on mute, or else there's a weird feedback, and nobody likes weird feedback on their stream. So, you may have questions. What can I spoil for you? Is always the fun part of the stream. Oh, thanks, Profano. It's nice to stream twice in a week. It would be a lot to stream twice every week, but once in a while, it's wonderful. And it's the Mickey. Thanks for joining us. Oh, someone almost can't hear me over the music. Let me adjust that. Yeah. How long until the random audio loop? I'm hoping to get through a stream without any tech issues. Yesterday we had on Evergreen Champions, we had our camera settings reset right before stream, and then it was green, but we fixed those today. So that should be that. In exciting Idle Champions news, or rather Codename Entertainment news, we have a giveaway. So WizKids was kind enough to send us a selection of minis to give away. This is from the Icons of the Realms Mythic Odysseys of Theros set. So we are giving those away, and I am happy to show them to you. So this is the grand prize. Very nice, very nice. Palu Kranos, the World Eater. A lovely, lovely, lovely Hydra. You know, when they start getting to this size, I'm like, can we really still call them minis? But it's about the size of my head. So please check out our Gleam to enter for that. So we have one of those to give away. Just pop that in chat there, and it'll be popping up on a timer as well. And additionally, we have 7 of these booster sets to give away. So happy to give those away. These are some of the things that could be in it. And I'm allowed to open this one. Sort of, we decided to keep one set for the office to open on stream, and then the other 7 we are giving them away. Ooh, Frozen Yogurt is asking, how do we reclaim the code for the chest? Let me bring that up before I open the mini package. Go to chests, go to unlock a lock chests, and type in a code here. That will unlock it. I have already redeemed this combination because before the stream I tested to make sure that the code I made worked, because wouldn't want to be like, hey, there's a code. No, just kidding, it doesn't work. So go ahead and do that and get yourself a supply chest. But back to minis. Let's open this up. Let's see what we got. Please excuse the rustling. Oh, it's taped. Moment. I'm gonna hit the box. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Deedle Platypus is asking, can I try the hidden code to make sure it works too? I checked that before stream. So no, I can't. Ooh, so it looks like we have a lovely griffin. Very cool. Very nice. Very griffiny. And we also have here. Ooh. So this looks like a... I can only assume that this is a naiad. A druid. So a water druid. What is that? And some... Ooh. We have this guy. Some sort of lion minotaur. And then the minis marked on the bottom of here. Oh, yep, no, they are. This is Leonin Swiftclaw. So there we go. That is wonderful. And yeah, this is a nymph. It's a lapand. But the ones with interesting bases aren't marked because they aren't. Oh, and we've got one more. Because it comes with 4. There we go. Ah, so this is the naiad. There we go. It's a naiad nymph. But anyway, that's that is that. So check out our giveaway. You can see the link posted on our social, and as well it will be running on a timer through chat as well to enter that to get yourself some WizKid minis that we will happily send to you, no matter where in the world you may be. have some questions. Oh, Really Bean 1 is asking if the dude in the front row have a flying spaghetti monster. That dude is Briv, and he has a flump named Flo, and as his familiar. His companion. It's a great flump. So, yeah, kind of looks like a flying spaghetti monster, but we're all happy with the noodly appendages. Badger Gaming Network says they're new to this game but love it and want to thank all those responsible for bringing it to us. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you very much for joining the community. I would suggest checking out our Discord and our subreddit as well, and it's a great community and we are thrilled to have you with us. And Desert K is asking, just started the game about a week ago, went straight to the second campaign, have the original champions, but after about area 130, only Delina does any damage to the monsters, the other keeps shopping but do nothing. Why is that? Depends who and what they are. If it's typical that you'll have one DPS and then the rest of your champions supporting them. But without knowing the specifics of your information, can't help you particularly, but you want to make sure that you're positioning your champions around to support that one DPS who will be doing most of your damage. Ooh. SPC Merkins is asking who my favorite champion is. That is like asking who your favorite child is. There are a lot of champions that I really enjoy. I enjoy playing using Havalar, who is the tiefling tank, and from Aaron Evans' Brimstone Angels novels. She's fantastic. I enjoy. As a DPS, I like to use Artemis a lot. I also really enjoy Celeste as just your very classic calling down fire and healing from the sky, Cleric of Selune. Just very, very classic D&D reroll, and I love it. So, it's short for Space Marines. Wonderful. Thank you. Yes. I am pleased to inform some of our community members who have been with us for a longer time that yes, I do actually have Javi's dress. Just unlocked that yesterday, so I am thrilled with that. I will switch to my other party where we can show that off. Where I have Frida and her twin sister Havalar fighting a tale of two champions in Avernus. And I am pleased to say that I have the dress. The dress! The fanciest dress. So that is very exciting, wonderful news myself. Probably, if I was smart, I would have waited to be on stream to open it, but I couldn't wait because patience was not a virtue I had yesterday. That is that. And I'll go back to Elturel has fallen because we have more people out there. Yeah. Oh, and people are now telling Sean to take it away. I don't know what would happen if Sean and I kept on breaking into each other's accounts to like put stuff in and take stuff away. It would probably be chaos. It would be kind of fun though. And Space Marines is asking Lorise, who's my favorite? Celeste, the classic cleric from Neverwinter. Just pretty badass. And Nodita says, happy Thursday, Margaret. Happy Thursday to you as well. And you asked Dylan last week if all champion Golden Epic chest packs could be added to Time Gaze for purchase. He was surprised that they weren't. Any news if this could be a thing? We still are waiting to hear back from that, but we will have an update for you as soon as we too, because that should be a thing. Ooh, Romans44 is asking, has the secret code been mentioned yet, or is there a clue? I have mentioned the secret code by name so far during the stream, but I will admit it is a strange spelling of it to fit it into the requisite 12 characters, which is a hint as well. And it has nothing to do with the Mythic Odysseys of Theros, and that's as much as I'll say for now. Don't want to give it away. Hemora is asking, they're still pretty new to the game. Are time gates the only way to earn new champions other than the starters? Time gates are one way to earn new champions. You'll also be able to unlock champions during their event. So you'll be able to, this is our year 4 of events, and you'll be able to unlock the year 2, 3, and 4 event champions as each event comes up. The next one is Liar's Night, and that is the week after next, which will be starting the week of October 19th through 23rd. So yeah, that is that. But for your year 1 champions, the only way to recruit them will be through time gates. And with our 2 content updates, this week and next week, which is a bit of a weird cadence for us, we will have natural time gate weekends both this weekend and next weekend. So you'll have a chance to recruit more characters then and gear up more characters then. So that's that. And yes, also asking, follow up to Himura's question, there also are evergreen champions that you can unlock through campaigns. This is with Dritz, Azaka, Dragonbait, Alcoria. You unlock them at a certain point during different campaigns, and they are geared through gold chests as well. To get those for you. I'm curious who you guys are hoping to go get in your time gates this weekend. Curious. Who are you hoping for? Because there's this weekend and next weekend, so that's a double time gate. MILF, nice, okay, or the speed healer. Speed healer being Briv, or because Briv's sort of very much the jack of all trades with tanking, healing, and speed. Oh, Hemora is asking who they should go through if they don't have anyone. So with the natural time gates, you'll be given your choice of 3 champions that are randomly selected, and at least one of them you won't have. Typically, if you've just started and you don't have a lot of champions, there might be 3 that you don't have. And I'd say that the 3 most popular choices in the meta at the moment are Krull, Briv, and Averin for your first time gates. But there are lots of great champions there for you to choose from. I would see I'm trying to think of what would be some of the more underrated champions that I personally really enjoy. I would have to put underrated champions. Birdsong was great support in DPS. Sentry, just because the speed there is always nice, and Shandy as well for the speed. And Sasaspia is awesome, and definitely, I think Sasaspia, she had a bit of a lukewarm reception when she first came out, but she's definitely earned her place in the meta at the moment. Warden does not get a lot of love. Warden is great. So, and Morgane's an awesome buffer. Morgane also had a bit of a a lukewarm reception when she first debuted, partly because she shared a slot with Ayla, and Ayla had a little bit of an overpowered debuff. We tweaked that a little bit, and that makes that's made Morgane much more viable. Kiss of Thunder has a question. What do we do in a time gate? Are there any specific rules to get the characters unlocked, or just need to live the game or play the game? You'll have to hit area requirements to unlock the champion and to receive gold chests for them. So it's a bit like taking an event, doing a specific champion's part of an event outside of that event. There we go. Oh, question. Snicky Ricky is asking, is there a way to see the explicit effect of a debuff on spawns? Can I see how much gold is being dropped in excess to normal as caused by Carl's, for example? Not that I am aware of, but I know that some of our debuffs are not as explicit as they could be, so I will make a note on that for when we touch that again. Ooh, Zillion is asking, how do I approach blacksmithing contracts? I don't know if you save them up or how the eye levels exactly work if you upgrade an item to a different quality. So for blacksmithing contracts, if you upgrade an item to a rarer quality, all of your levels will still be preserved. The biggest recommendation I can make for blacksmithing contracts is to use them on event champions and not for evergreen champions. The reason for this is you all have much more access to gold chests and silver chests, and therefore eye levels and gear for your core champions than you will for your event champions. So getting those eye levels on event champions is much harder, and that's why I would suggest using the blacksmithing contracts on them. OG17 is asking a question on time gates. They always include a character the player doesn't have. Can they likewise always include a character that isn't in full epics? Same sort of thing, but for a later game. That's a great suggestion that I can pass on to the dev team, the design team. I speak like we have a giant team. We don't have a giant team, but that's a great suggestion for a later game. Once you have a full roster, because I would say that if you didn't have a full roster, it would default to always including a champion that the player doesn't have, but having a second point, then having a second point once you have a full roster, that could be an interesting addition. So Zilzin is following up on their blacksmithing contracts. They're asking, so using at least a couple on, say, my Krull would be a decent thing to do. Absolutely. If you're enjoying using Krull, he's a bit of a powerhouse, and you want to give him a boost, definitely worthwhile. I would do the same thing. I would not put all of my eggs in one basket, just in case the meta can change, but I would definitely use some blacksmithing contracts on Krull. I just wouldn't put all of my blacksmithing contracts ever into one champion, because there are 10 that you could be using at the same time, or more. Well, 20 really, now that we have multi-party mode. TBSC 777 loves the puzzling out of figuring out the hidden codes. I'm really glad you enjoy them. They're always a bit fun to make. I definitely. Well, that's a weird time happening with that loot drop, but that's okay. Yes, hidden codes are always a lot of fun to make. It's always finding a balance between how many I can get away with making before someone says something, and make it when I have ideas for what they could be, writing them down, so I have problems being witty on demand. That's a bit of a struggle. So, Baby LAG is saying Margaret loves to play evil. Is it really evil if I'm just making codes for you guys? What would be evil is saying that there's a code and there is no code, and that would be terrible, and I would never do that. So, yeah. Someone Ruin is asking if Dylan took the week off to play Baldur's Gate. No, he did not. He is taking some time off to spend some time with his family, which is absolutely delightful. He has started playing Baldur's Gate already, and he seems to really enjoy it, but wanted to sort of stop. I think he played about an hour and then wanted to stop and wait until it's no longer in early access to get the full experience. So, yeah. It has very much been a subject of conversation on our office chat. I'd say in the office, but I'm not usually in the office today, or in general, really, except for when I stream, because about half of us are still working from home. Thanks, Jody Sarah. It's kind. Hemra is asking, something that they've been curious about. How does one unlock multi-party mode? Is it an adventure chain requirement, or is it simply unlock once I get champions in each slot? Once you have 2 champions in each slot, you will be able to start an adventure called Split the Party, and you'll be able to access the adventure by clicking on this button. It will look different for you because this is what it looks like when it's unlocked, and it's a variant, a bit of a tricky variant that you have to complete, and then once you complete that variant, you'll be able to enable mode run automation and multi-party mode, and the other requirement is having at least 2 champions in each men's slot. And you guys have found the hidden code, which was Canadian Thanksgiving, so congrats on that. Yeah, Dylan gives me a hard time for the fact that I give very specific hints that actually enable people to find things, to the point where there's a lot of times where he won't let me look at the codes because he's like, no, you'll just say something and they'll figure it out. So congrats on finding it. Nice job. And happy Canadian Thanksgiving to the other Canadians watching, and really to everyone. If you want to celebrate Canadian Thanksgiving, by all means join us. Yeah. Ball Guy from BX is asking, is there anything you can spoil about mode run automation after the full release? Can we get more free cores like through Gem or Painter Shop, or only for real money? I haven't heard anything about that yet, which means it's still very much in flux, because generally the team doesn't bring marketing in while things are still in flux, because we don't want to say anything until we've made up our minds. So sadly I don't have an update on that, and it's not even that I know and I can't tell you, it's that marketing doesn't know yet. Carvin Custom, how caffeinated is Margaret today? Medium caffeinated. It is the Thursday before a long weekend, which is wonderful, and it is the afternoon stream, which means I did have a little bit of extra coffee today, because normally like 1 to 3 is a bit of a slump for me, and I don't want to be asleep on stream, because that would be kind of boring. So medium caffeinated. I'm sorry, I don't know. Not as caffeinated as before the 3rd anniversary. That was a time. Oh, and yes, I did finally make the credits in Idol Champions. People were like, "Oh, did you know you weren't in that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna ask to be in there, but I'm really happy to be there now." Space Marines is asking, caffeine of choice. I drink coffee and tea, but generally no coffee after like 11 a.m. and no caffeinated tea after 2:30. Because reasons. Because reasons. For the sake of everyone. Yeah. Sotius is asking, what's the hidden code again? It's Canadian Thanksgiving, but spelt oh, there we go. Thank you, chat. Y'all are wonderful. Because it is Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend. So yeah, no, it's my thanks to you. Giving thanks for the community. And then, of course, there's American Thanksgiving coming up in November. Yeah. Wonderful. All right. So, next week, Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostbiting, is coming to Idle Champions. I'm excited. Ooh, Sticky Ricky has a question. There are tiny numbers icons on some of the mobs. What do those represent? Assuming that it's not the level area, it is the likely debuffs that the champions are applying to the mobs. So, like, Krull's Plagues have little icons and numbers of the stacks on them, so similar to that. Yeah. Everyone's really excited for the new campaign, but feels like they need to finish the others. I know, I agree. I still haven't finished Tomb of Annihilation, though I'm close, and I just have the last variant on Waterdeep Dragon Heist left, which is awesome. But and then I'm caught up on Grand Tour, but I am a little bit behind in Avernus. Here, I can pull up my map. So go to the Sword Coast. It's like, yeah, things are pretty caught up there. Just start jumping into the Underdark, but that's okay. Almost getting there for getting through Chult, and then just the last variant, unlocking Olcraya for Dragon Heist. So that's that. But yeah, it was a lot easier to start to catch up on the content once we implemented multi-party mode. That's been super handy. Ooh, Kid Like 101, it says they're a new player. Welcome, thank you for joining us. The only non-evergreen champions they have are from the recent event and Krull. His ability leaves one lone enemy invisible. Any other way to fix that other than Jim? Not really. You can go back and start the level again, and usually that clears it. Or pulling in Jim or Sishaspia is also pretty great for just clearing that one lone mob enemy left. It's a bit of an unexpected occurrence in the game, but it is likely something we would never change because it's useful later on when you're setting up things like an Exaka farm, to which there are many guides for that really boost your favor, and sort of that's exactly what you want to have happen to set that up. So we won't take that away because the community would yell at us, and we don't want to do that because that would be bad. That would be bad. No one would be happy. No one would be happy. There would be tears all around. We don't want that. Golem 2142 says they're at 50,000 gems. Do I get to go for the familiar that costs 50,000, or do I get 100 gold chests? I don't have many epics. You have the other familiars. I'm just gonna put this out there because we do have a lot of gold chests that come out every week with our partner portals, with our partners, be the D&D streams, Idle Champion streams, and podcasts. So if you haven't checked out our subreddit or our Discord, there are usually a few codes wandering around there. But then there's also a lovely gem visual aid guide by Mars and Garwar, who are two sort of community-wise sages that have put out sort of their best thoughts and their best practices for how to best spend your gems. I would probably go for the familiar myself, but I would also, if you're short on gold chests, if it was closer to the event, I would buy more gold chests because I would want to get the bounty contracts for the event tokens right before the event. But we've got another just under 2 weeks before the event comes up, so I would keep that in mind because you'll have some more time to save up some more gems for some more gold chests. And there is a hype train, which is very exciting, but I never really understand what they do, but that's exciting. Isan Gray says they're a new player, enjoying the game so far, just unlocked the Waterdeep campaign. Congratulations, thank you very much for joining us. So wonderful. Thargarian 2000 is asking any advice if you're way too far behind on almost all the campaigns. First things first, have you unlocked multi-party mode? Because if you haven't, I would highly recommend doing that so you can start doing 2 adventures at the same time. And if you haven't, then I would start looking at, okay, which bench slots do I need to fill to have 2 in each bench slot, 2 champions in each bench slot, and can I get them, and sort of taking that into consideration when time gates come up, or using time gate pieces for that final champion to unlock multi-party mode. And then from there, I would, if you wanted like what Margaret would recommend to catch up as fast as possible, if that's what you wanted to do, I would unlock multi-party mode and then advance through Tomb of Annihilation to get Azaka as fast as possible. And then with Azaka, I would set up Azaka farms. Obviously, they'll have to be at different times, but in each of the major campaigns to boost the favor and get blessings, and then unlock the global blessings. I'll pull that up. So here's for Descent into Avernus. You have your localized blessings, you have your global blessings. Likewise for Helm in Waterdeep. And so unlock all of those, and that would put you in good stead. If you wanted my 5 minutes how to catch up in Idle Champions. But if you want to just go through at your own pace and enjoy it the way you'd like to, I am in full support of that. You do to you. Admiral Road is asking which adventure I'm running on my screen right now. I'm running Elturel Has Fallen, and then on my other party is Javi and Farida running A Tale of Two Champions. And yeah, okay. We'll see how they do. They're perhaps not the strongest champions for that, but we will see. I wanted to give the Tiefling twins a go. Baby ELG 2000 is saying I have an odd thing pop up in over some monsters, NAN in large and small letters, and lingered for a while on screen. What does that mean? That sounds like a bug. So if that happens, please let you run for a little while and see how much favor you list. Please submit a support ticket so we can look into that, because that doesn't look like that should be happening. Question, from Dave the Aztec. For the new campaign, will we have blessings right away? I am not 100% sure. I know that the dominant deity will be Arl, but I'm not seeing the details on blessings right away. I know that I've heard Chris talking about designing the blessings, so it's definitely coming soon. It might not be coming next week, but it should definitely be coming with Icewind Dale too. So far as I am currently aware. Let me dive more into the notes. Notes. Ooh, hello. Yeah, these look designed. So I would say either Icewind Dale 1 or 2. And I'm gonna close that before, because I'm not sure I'm supposed to be looking at that. But we will see. Yeah. Just going to grab my sweater because the air in here is cold again. Ooh. So yeah, if not Icewind Dale 1, I would think Icewind Dale 2, but I'm not on the design team, so I cannot confirm 100%. Marco the God is asking, do I have any good news for us regarding the Shards of Titan music which we talked about during the last Evergreen stream episode? You mean the one yesterday, and that we haven't had a marketing meeting yet because a third of the marketing meeting's gone, and some other people are on vacation? Sadly, I do not have an update on the Shards of Titan music. I have been thoroughly encouraged about our about the wish for the Shards of Titan music to be more available. I am hoping to bring this up as soon as possible, but we have not had a chance to meet yet. Jaladin says, while watching your stream, I have to fight the urge to click on your distractions. I understand the feeling. Normally, because I have a bit of an excess of familiars, I would field 6 familiars to collect the distractions automatically, but they can affect people with the flashing, so I try not to use them on stream. But I have watched other people's streams be like, oh, I need to click that. No, can't click that. Chief Brian is asking how many clerics you can run in a group. I am not sure. That would be an interesting question. About who's all available. So you could run Turiel, you could run Celeste or Regis, you could run... None of you are clerics. None of you are clerics. One of you is cleric. You're a paladin, so that's not really a cleric. Oh, but that's a death cleric, so yeah. It doesn't look like you could field a full team of clerics, which is too bad, but could be fun. Sodius is asking, how many kills do you need to consider Zorbu a viable DPS? Because my Zorbu can't beat Strix. I'm not sure on the specifics, but the number is fairly up there. There's been a couple of variants that were absolutely ideal for Zorbu farming. There is a Ravens variant in Jaheira's event, like specifically for Jaheira, that was really great for it. But yes, until you farm Zorbu up, he won't be outperforming some of your other DPSs. Lauren says we need more clerics. I agree with Lauren, which just generally you could just take that as Lauren says something, Margaret agrees with Lauren. Nanaran says, just gonna put it out there, that looks like Thanksgiving isn't taken as a code. You could have totally usurped the American claim on none being the default one. Yes, I considered it, but then the outcry when perhaps in November people tried that code and found that it was expired, and then it's because we're a Canadian, and I've always resigned to the fact that when speaking to an international audience to refer to Canadian Thanksgiving as Canadian Thanksgiving, because people are like, why is that 6 weeks early? But I know. I personally enjoy any holiday that involves pie. So, how many, Feist 999 is asking, how many of the campaigns are completed with no plans to release more variants? We may always include more variants, but as for, we won't be adding new adventures for Tomb of Annihilation or Waterdeep. Lauren says that stuffing is the best part of Thanksgiving. Stuffing is the second best part of Thanksgiving. Pie is the best part of Thanksgiving. And people are asking, what is my preferred flavor of pie? Many. All of them. Well, not all of them, but for Thanksgiving, a pumpkin pie or a maple pecan pie is always delicious. I'm also always a fan of the classic apple pie, and in late summer, I thoroughly enjoy a blackberry pie. So please join me in having some pumpkin pie this weekend. King Cranium says they know Torgar was just added, but it's asking when will we see more Dark Order members being added. We don't have any current plans to add more Dark Order champions in the current pipeline, but we always love working with Joe, so that's that, but we don't have any current plans for upcoming champions. Hemera is asking, on the topic of favor farming, there are a ton of free play missions, it seems. How does one prioritize which ones to farm on? It depends what you're after. It can be a big thing is the enemy spawn rate, can of course makes things shorter and more efficient. So that's a big thing as well. And also if you're looking for a particular type of enemy, knowing which free plays that they appear in. OG17 is asking, is Azaka herself getting changed, or was that dropped? Last big rework, changelog suggested is coming. We don't have any plans at the moment to rework Azaka. Asudemi is asking, what's the best way to use familiars when you have one or two of them? I would put one to be automatically leveling up whoever your main DPS is, and then one roaming on the ultimate bar. Jaladin is asking, question, how do I like Artemis and Trey? He is probably my favorite DPS in the game. I love the mechanics of what he observes from other champions, and I think it's a fun puzzle to figure out. I'm a big fan. So it's so some of my favorite formations to set up are Artemis formations. Dylan is saying, I do love to say that Codename, I love the streams that we do. They're fun and informative. Thanks for that. Thank you. That's wonderful to hear. And thank you very much for joining us. We're happy to chat with you wherever you may be. So thank you for joining us today. Space Marines, speaking of 2 slots open, who would I recommend in the 2nd slot as you only have Celeste? Korth is a great option for evil. If you're looking for an evil champion, Korth is a great option in slot 2. And swap him for a moment, bring him out. And then if you're doing anything with all of the companions of the hall, I would suggest Regus, because he is missing from that as well. But yeah, Korth is a great option as a evil healer, slot 2. Not a human, which works out well if you're using Ishii or something. But yeah. Let me just switch back to my visual formation. Yeah. Should be there. Wonderful. Ethan Gary says it'll be well before they have multi-party, but you mentioned time gates. As a new guy, is it only with the basic heroes? What champion do you go for on time gates? One's coming this weekend, right? Yes. So this weekend we have a what is referred to as a natural time gate, and these are set up. So there are 2 types of time gates. There are natural time gate weekends, which is coming up this weekend, or time gates that can be accessed through time gate pieces. In a time gate weekend, 3 champions will be selected randomly, and you'll get to choose between the 3 of them to recruit or gear up. So that's a difference. So it's going to be a little bit of luck to see who you get and who it is. It will always include a champion that you don't have if you don't have a full roster, and a champion from year 1. So that is that, and from there it's going to depend on who your options are. The most popular champions to choose from time gates in the meta at the moment are Krull, Averin, and Briv. I also personally enjoy Sentry, Shandy, Birdsong are all great options as well. And yeah, there will be a time gate thread on our subreddit to sort of talk about your choices and the best ones that you have available for. And so please feel free to check those out. And it's also worth mentioning, in case you're someone that only plays idle champions during the week, you can open your time gate on Monday and it will still be open for 3 days. So if it's not a weekend activity for you, that's still a possibility, and you'll have the full 3 days. Just you need to make sure that you open it before noon Pacific on Monday to have that time. Admiral says, in the Bell's Forge free player, there's a bug which prevents you from getting past the TRX box after you kill him. I've heard that there is a problem with that, and I heard the dev team talking about how they're going to address those bugs in the stand-up this morning. So hopefully we'll have a fix for you as soon as possible. Mordring says, do we know which deity will bless us in the next campaign? It would be Auril, the Frost Maiden herself. Oleg 1981 says, what about fourth tier blessings for Helm's and Osmosis' favor? Actually, it's Tiamat's favor in Avernus. And checking to, I can't say what they I can't say what they are. I can say that I've seen them designed. So that's all you'll get from me. Sorry. Danik is saying, when you say Azaka Farms, are you just referring to setting her up with a party and letting her run, or is there something else involved? There's a bit of something else involved. It would be, I would check out. There we have a VOD from one of our community members, Garwar, available on our YouTube and maybe still on our Twitch. The episode is Azaka Make It Rain, and that's a great guide for how to set up an Azaka farm. So I would definitely check that out. And yeah, because it's a bit more involved, but that would, setting up an Azaka farm and answering a bunch of questions would be a little intensive for the moment. So please check out that VOD to have an idea of how to do that. Blasphemer 2016 is asking if we spend a certain dollar amount in the store, can we get something extra like an egg roll or something? I don't think you want me to mail you egg rolls because they probably wouldn't be very good. That would be a time, but I'll bring up the idea to the team. They might just be like, well, not with an egg roll, but with maybe with a digital egg roll. But yeah. And yes, you guys may have just seen Briv skip some levels, and that's what he does. It's pretty great. And Blasphemer is also saying that I don't want more than 3 clerics. That'd be a clerical error. It's funny. That's really funny. Oh, and people are asking what multi-party is. So you will see in... Oh, it's behind my head. I'm moving the wrong way. Okay. Nope. Behind my head. This is awkward. Right here in the corner, above category, is adventuring parties. There's an adventuring parties icon. I have to move the other way. Right, there we go. Adventuring parties icon. Here, this becomes visible once you have at least 2 champions in 6 bench slots, and that's when the icon becomes visible. And once you have 2 champions in all 12 bench slots, you will be able to start the variant to unlock another adventuring party. So this means that you will be able to be completing 2 quests at one time. So right now I have my first party, the party that we're seeing, working on Elsherel's Fallen. And then I'm also running Baldur's Gate, Tale of Two Champions, and they are no longer progressing. So I'm gonna check them out and see how they're doing. So, and I'm running a different variant here. Oh, no, they seem to be doing okay. So yeah, it's running 2 variants at one time. I'm just gonna continue this. Scuda is asking, why do ranged magic attack champions wait for enemies to jump onto the vehicle in awareness before attacking? Just part of the mechanics of that level. So, yeah. Garwar is commenting on Thanksgiving and wondering saying why American Thanksgiving is 6 weeks. Like, personally, I'm not entirely sure if this is true, but the explanation that was always given to me is because harvest is later the further south you are, whereas if in lots of Canada, if you waited that late to harvest your harvest, it would be under snow and ice. So it's the Thanksgivings are different because of where the population had its harvest, because you have Thanksgiving after the harvest is in traditionally. And we have a comment that I don't always agree with Lauren. I'm sure that Lauren and I can put aside our differences and have Thanksgiving dinner together. More reaction to people say, why is it 6 weeks early in Canada? Yeah, because the harvest was traditionally earlier because it would be covered in snow if we waited until mid-November. Some parts of the country already get snow now. Some people need to like snowproof their Halloween costumes was the thing for certain areas growing up. So yeah. Ooh. Maelstrom's asking if I've ever had apple pumpkin pie. I have not. I am intrigued. I am confused, but I would be willing to give it a try. I would be willing to give it a try. Arguing Paradox, if they're asking any traditional Canadian Thanksgiving dishes that are different from American Thanksgiving. Not really that I'm aware of. I just think we have less candied yams overall. Jay is saying that it's that this is a low-key loaded question because of the weird dishes that they've seen from the States. I say we have less candied yams. I'm not sure. It seems to be like a pretty similar dinner, but I don't know. Same, 6 weeks early. Jelladin is asking, is there any push to get characters that can press standard ones out of the spots? Like, something that can compete with Krull, Ashara, Avon, etc. Not particularly. We try to avoid having like a specific power creep and certain dominant champions. Of course, there are some exceptions, like Krull is certainly dominating. We tweaked Ashara and she started dominating as well. Avron's been a dominant force, but we don't want to harm that. Like, we don't want things to just always be benefiting the newer champions to be more and more powerful. We don't want to try to avoid that, and we have done things in the past. Like last year we reworked our year 1 champions in sort of 2 batches just to sort of tweak them a bit and make sure that they are viable in the current meta. Snicky Ricky saying there's more maple syrup in Canadian Thanksgiving dinners. Absolutely. We do like to put that on everything. I am personally a big fan of maple pecan pie. Because why use corn syrup when you can use maple syrup? Denuk is saying, do time gates just select random champions and those 3 can be different person to person? Or does everyone get the same 3 options? No, it's different person to person. So part of the restrictions, depending on which champions are in your roster, you'll be seeing one that you don't have. You'll also be seeing a year 1 champion. So that's that. But it's not the time gate weekends aren't the chosen champions for everybody. It's the the selected chosen champions for you, and then you get to choose which one you would like to open a time gate for. Margaret the God is saying, I would love to get Krull. Damn, he's swapping with Shandy. She's my favorite champion. Both are great. I would say that the Shandy and Krull are very much my 2 favorite champions. I don't like saying that word in that slot. But when you get multi-party mode, you can use both. You can have one formation with Krill and one formation with Shandy, and it's great. Personally, a big fan of using Shandy with Artemis and Birdsong because of the agile allies and dexterity bonuses there. So I really like Shandy. I really like Krull. I really enjoy Krampus Krull, who's coming. Who is Krull's Christmas skin. I suppose I can bring that out. But it is by definition too early to be talking about Christmas because Thanksgiving hasn't come yet, nor has Halloween. Baby LEG 2000 says they watched some of the Crusader stream today. Kat does some great work. That she does. You may need to do some familiars for Idle Champions. I'm not sure if Kat's done any of the familiars, but I know that she has done a lot of the equipment in Idle Champions was done by Kat. So that's that. People are asking but yes, Kat, who is our lead artist on Crusaders, is a wonderfully talented artist, and it is always a delight to see what she's working on. Carbon Custom is asking, is this egg roll familiar confirmed? Absolutely no, it is not. That is how rumors start, and that is how Margaret gets in trouble. So there is no egg roll familiar, but we'll keep it in mind. The Nautical Menace is asking what is the most accurate issue if I want to choose my gold chests. I'm not really sure what you mean, so if you can clarify that question, I'd be happy to answer it for you. And Breaker Fist is asking, would it be better to use my second party to complete variants or gem farming for feats? Both. One thing is for, like, if you're absolutely caught up on content, absolutely gem farming is a great way to go, especially if you're missing feats. But if you're not caught up on your variants, a lot of the variants do offer, especially later in the campaigns, offer a hefty gem reward as well. So it might be worth completing those variants for that gem bonus. That is what I would recommend. Kid Like 101 is asking for a pie themed code. That is an ask. I will see what I can do about. You guys are asking me to make codes on stream. Too many things. So many things. Really, I am here for the mob. High themed code. Oh. Getting things into the right character count is always a question as well. Mark of the God had a question about can Briv skip boss levels? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Yes, he can. Oh. Sometimes it's really frustrating when you're trying to make a code and it comes out as 13 characters. And you're like, okay. I don't want to have any typos in it because then it would be very difficult to find. All right. There we go. That'll do. That'll do. Doing things, doing things. Doing things, doing the things. There we go. Dessert code made. Yeah. Pumpkin pie is a great choice. OG17 is asking not a stream question, but when was the last character upgrade update? As in like a year 1 part 2 balance? Sorry, the year one part 2 rebalance. I believe that was done as part of our spring extravaganza, so it's been a little while. So that was in March. And then from that, we've been pretty focused on multi-party mode and mode run automation. And then after that, addressing some bugs and some quality of life upgrades. So, yeah. P Soup is a new player here and asking, are champions obtainable in chests or just events and purchases? Champions are not available in chests. There are some champions that you will be able to unlock when you complete certain variants in campaigns, like Dritz, Azaka, Dragonbait, and Alcoria. Azaka and Dragonbait from Tomb of Annihilation, Dritz from the Grand Tour of the Sword Coast, and Alcoria from Waterdeep. But otherwise, champions are available from events, and if you would like to purchase their unlock. They're also available in time gates, which is the short of it. It would be to describe being able to do a particular champion's part of an event outside that event time. We have them typically every 3 weeks when we have a content update. This month we have a double content update. So this week was a content update with Descent into Avernus Part 7. Next week is Icewind Dale 1. Part 1. So we have natural time gates this weekend and next weekend, and you will be able to unlock a new champion there as well. Danik is saying, thank you for doing your best to avoid power creep. That's something that always annoys me about games. Hearing that you guys have gone back and reviewed older champions makes you very happy. I'm really glad to hear that. Yes, it's very much something that we do, and I know that we are due to do the year 2 part 1 rebalance soon-ish, but I do not have a date or even a guiding time on that at the moment. Oh, and P Soup is asking, what are variants exactly? They are, so when you do an adventure and then it unlocks as a free play, there's also, it unlocks variants, which is a different way of running the same adventure, but with a different restriction in mind. So, like, A Tale of Two Cities has A Tale of Two Champions, where it's doing the same adventure, but only with 2 champions this time. And Our Green Paradox is asking, are there any Halloween skins this year? I believe that we have some more skins coming with Liar's Night, or shortly after. But I don't have firm details, and I'm not sure if they are for gems or if they are paid DLC. OG17 is asking, why would I get in trouble for promising the egg roll familiar? If I'm promising something that's not coming, that would be bad. And also, like, that's not what I want to do. But also, just some ways, if we say in a Q&A on stream that, hey, sure, that could be a thing, and we'll go and talk about it with the team, sometimes that's taken as, yes, absolutely, that's coming, and that's usually not what we mean. So we just want to be careful with our words to make sure that we never promise something that we're not entirely sure is coming, because we don't like to disappoint anyone. Our green Paradox is still waiting for a mini gelatinous cube familiar to be extra true to Codename Entertainment lore. It should have broken PVC pipes in it. It should be partially shattered from cold damage, and have 4 members of the Codename Entertainment team being slightly sleep deprived and welling with tears in their eyes, holding epoxy and trying to glue it back together for it to be true to lore. But that, in all seriousness, a mini gelatinous cube could be a great familiar, and have it like having a cute little squish animation as it clicks would be pretty adorable. I'm not sure where I heard this, but now for some reason being heard them like discussed as the new name for gelatinous cubes is Dungeon Roombas, which I can see it. So that's that. The Nautical Menace is saying, okay, if I won the giveaway raffle like they recently have, congratulations. What issue do I send to receive the chests? I just send in a support ticket with the title being the date that you won the raffle and your Twitch name, and Sean will take care of you. Yeah. Sean's great. Kid Like 101. Wait, what was the dessert themed code? Did I miss it? No, I just made it, which is why I was partially distracted on stream. I was trying to figure that out. I'm not sure if anyone has found it yet. Marco the God is asking, are there going to be some unlockable champions in the Icewind Dale campaign? Probably eventually, but we don't have an evergreen champion yet in our Avernus campaign, so I'd expect one to come there first. But I would expect that it would we would do that one first. I don't have an ETA on when that's coming, but yes, I would think that every campaign would have an evergreen champion in it. And the Nautical Menace, you said that you forgot to put in the date. No worries. I'm sure that we'll be able to sort you out if you put in a ticket. Sean can help you. It's not a robot behind the computer. It's Sean, and he's lovely, and he will make sure to sort you out. But yeah, is that Isan Gray is asking, are Azaka and Dritz easier for new players to get? Azaka can be a little bit tough, I'd say, but Dritz is fairly easy for new players to get. Azaka a little bit tougher, but not impossible. I'd say unlocking Dragon Bait is probably the trickiest so far. Danik is asking, why are they called Evergreen Champions? Because they are always in season. So it's because they aren't event champions, so that you can always gear them up and always get chests for them, because they're gold geared from regular gold and silver chests. So that's why they are called Evergreen Champions. Also, I think that's why they're called Evergreen Champions. The lore was there before I was there, but it's partly because they're not event champions and therefore not seasonal. Supply 215 is asking, am I saying that Sean isn't a robot? Sounds like someone who is pretending not to be a robot would get a friend to say. Pretty sure Sean's not a robot. Didn't say he's not a Cylon, but I'm pretty sure he's not a robot. But I don't know for certain. I can ask him. Wonderful. And I'm just asking, Sean, are you a robot? Stream wants to know. Wonderful. Now it's confirmed that Sean's a Cylon. Dark Age Raven, how long or how much favor should you have before you expect to cross area 200? I'm not sure of the particular number, but if you are no longer advancing and you no longer pushing through and farming for an hour doesn't help you break that wall, then I would reset and try again, no matter where you are in the adventure. Yeah. But oh. We don't know from Sean. Oh, they've gone for coffee. That's why. We'll never know. Sean's gone for coffee. Sean the robot has gone for coffee. Shame. Dramaro says, the biggest thing that I'm loving about this game is having goals to work for. Do I make my speed formation better? Do I push for Azaka? Almost there. Still trying to get to each slot so I can unlock a second party. I am delighted to hear that. Part of the reason why I really liked Idle Champions is there's a lot of different areas that you can focus on and have space for. So there are multiple goals that you can be working towards and aiming to achieve at the same time, and it's not just a strictly linear 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the timeline of Idle Champions, so that's that. And I hope that the time gates work well for you and that you get the champions that you need to unlock the multi-party mode. Yes, Sean is going to come back and be thoroughly confused by all of this. That's if he watches the VOD, which would be a thing. Who will win the giveaway? We don't know. We'll find out. But yes. Something is asking coffee or oil for Sean's roboticness. Probably coffee. Pretty, like 99.9% sure that he is not he's not a robot, but you know, you can never be entirely sure. Dramaro is 2 away from unlocking multiplayer mode. They need seconds in 11 and 12. So, and they are waiting for the natural gate tomorrow, and they have 7 pieces, so they'll get there. And then keep in mind that next weekend as well is also a free time gate weekend. So hopefully, if it doesn't work out this weekend, maybe it'll work out next weekend for you. And we're gonna take this out. That's a lot. There we go. Mox Pearl is asking if I close a natural time gate early, can I get a time gate piece? Not with a natural time gate, so far as I'm aware. Clive is saying that this is the best line of discussion ever. Sean the robot. I mean, have you seen? Are we sure that Sean's not a robot? We don't know. Oh, Sean's back. He's 75% robot. Great to know. Thank you, Sean. Yes. The answer is yes. Saying, worry about me coughing. It's just because I've been talking a lot. Please excuse me. I'll just have a drink of water. Dark Age Raven is asking, are you from Ontario? You sound it. No, I'm from BC, actually. I was born and raised in Victoria. So, Canadian, yes. Ontario, no. Hope that clarifies that for you. Oh, you were born in Victoria too. Our Codename Entertainment is in Victoria, so we're all here. West Coast. West Coast. Best Coast. But yeah. And Sean, Kid Like 101 wants to know if you're 75% robot and 25% coffee. It's possible. It's possible. Oh, I would like to go check on Havalar and Farida and see how they're doing. They weren't progressing. That was disappointing. Alright, we'll switch back. Seem to be doing okay. Alright. Continue. Let's see how far we can go today. And Alterel has fallen. To get a little bit more aggressive. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Sean is just powered by coffee, and the remaining 25% is sarcasm. I can see that. I can see that. And Kid Like 101 is saying that they always thought that the cultural sarcasm in C&E was insufficient. You think our sarcasm is insufficient? You haven't met our dev team. Lovely people, very sarcastic. Still can't tell when they're being sarcastic sometimes, though. It's a bit alarming. Wonderful, but also a little bit alarming. Dromaro is asking regarding using familiars on stream, with turning off animations for them, remove the flashes problem. Yes, I do keep the animations off for most things while on stream, as well as try to minimize the blood. But just in case, I want to minimize it as much as possible. I could put more of them up, but just in case, I'd prefer to play it on the safe side. Dave the Aztec says, when the sarcasm is so advanced, no one gets it. Oof. Yeah, the sarcasm's pretty good, and it's normally, it's not things you would expect your bosses to say, which is, it would be easier to get some of the sarcasm if it's not coming from your boss. That's all. Mickey is heading out. Thank you for joining us, and have a lovely rest of the week and weekend. Cool. Oh, and we've got this bone devil. That is quite the bone devil. That is quite the bone devil. But no. How many questions? Questions. Yes, and there more sarcasm than would be expected is tolerated in this office, but it's still very much something to be aware of. Dark Age Raven saying, I hope they fix Archon soon. His Usurper power doesn't work until you put him back into formation after he dies. That does sound troubling, and I am sure that they are working on that. That's not great. Wonderful. Sarcasm should never be explained, Mary Poppins. Yeah, jokes aren't really funny if you need footnotes to explain the jokes. I think that can be universal truth. But it's also Canada's third language. You're not wrong. I thought that maybe it was apologizing, but you know, it goes English, French, apologizing, sarcasm. So, yeah. But no, it is a stream. I'm gonna see, make sure that I don't get anything too messed up so that Dylan doesn't yell at me. Well, not that he yells at me, but he complains about other people in his streaming room messing up his settings. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. But I also will say for people that may have just be joining the stream or haven't watched all of the stream, that they should check out our giveaway. We are giving, we have some awesome minis from WizKids, from Icons of the Realms, Mythic Odysseys of Theros. Giveaway. We are giving away this lovely Hydra. It's the Palukranos, the World Eater, which is super exciting. And then as runner-up prizes, we have 7 booster packs of minis. I can show you the box for that here. So definitely enter that giveaway, because we are happy to ship you minis wherever you may be, and you too can get a booster set of cool looking Theros minis from WizKids. We will send them to you wherever they may be. Yeah. Is that the prize handling? I was told, instructed, and entrusted to open one of the booster sets on stream to show them off, and then I have another nice, happy, excuse the rustling, but brick of 7 to ship to 7 lucky winners wherever they may be. Yeah. And the extra cost for shipping and handling, there's a handling, they're just waiting on the shipping now. I think there's also like the packing, the putting on the thing, but that's that. Oh, Our Green Paradox wants me to hide all of Dylan's water bottles. We actually don't keep water bottles in the stream room anymore because we are trying to minimize possible shared surfaces with the current pandemic restrictions. So that was not me. That was not me disturbing everything and drinking all of his water bottles. That's just our current protocols. In the past year, we've expanded from doing 1 stream a week to doing several. So there's a lot more people here in Dylan's streaming closet. So he can sometimes be like, why are you all messing up my settings? Get off my lawn. So it's just, but no, he is also very much our master producer and keeping us all running tech-wise, and the first person we run to when something in the streaming setup isn't working as it should, because Dylan will know how to fix it, and he is wonderful for that and getting us all set up. So it's very much been a year of change in terms of content and strategies and what's happening. Yeah, but so I would never hide all of his water bottles to spite him, because that would be evil. I always, like, when we did used to have them, I would always like restock whichever one I drank. But now it's just everyone brings in their own drinks before their own stream, and then we wipe it down and sanitize it when we finish streaming. Mox Pearl has a question about ability scores. Do they have any effect beyond restrictions for variants? Sometimes certain bosses can have require champions to like make a save, and that can affect that probability, just like you would in D&D. But it's mostly for variants. Sean's saying that he touches nothing unless I'm told to. Only Dylan is allowed to do updates. Yes, I generally subscribe to the Sean thing of touch nothing, except for explicitly what I'm allowed to touch and what I'm allowed to update, and then inform sort of like, hey, I updated this, and this, and do it far enough before the next stream so that if there's confusion, we can, or settings that need to be adjusted, we can adjust it in time. Lauren says we need a proper studio. We deserve it. Honestly, our streaming closet is pretty legit. Like, we might be changing some of our camera setups, especially with Extra Life coming up. But for something that's homebrew, our streaming setup is pretty legit. So that's pretty wonderful. Jayliden is saying for the shipping and handling, for my handling of the minis, that was the handling. That's the extra cost. They're just waiting on the shipping now. We will ship the minis to you on us, so y'all don't need to worry about the extra cost. Dramaro is asking if I'm not evil, are you good or neutral? I would... I don't think I'm evil. I'm not entirely convinced I'm good, so maybe I'm neutral? Maybe I'm good? I don't know. I'm definitely chaotic. Well, chaotic or neutral. I don't follow enough rules, or rules enough to be lawful. Yeah. Oh, and I would like to be pinged and reminded to reshare the link for the minis giveaway. So I'm just gonna pop that in chat. So if you would like the minis, please enter so we can ship some minis to you. If Jedisero has noted that we are still missing the added dessert code. Yep, that happened, but that's okay. It doesn't expire for another week, so there's that. Oh, Benjamin's saying that I've created a new alignment, conflicted chaotic. Sure, or doubting chaotic. The Coding Monkey says, haha, they were skeptical of the stream at first, but this is actually a pretty nice chill stream to listen to while I work. Oh, that's very kind. Thank you for joining us. Every Thursday we like to do a sort of like a Q&A stream. It's sort of our original Idol Champion stream. We really, really need a better title for it, and the more I say that, the more I realize it's probably my job to figure that out. So working on that. But we are always happy to take your Idol Champions questions, and often on our Thursday streams as well, we will have interviews with guests, usually content creators who who play and are about to have their characters added to Idol Champions to sort of delve more into the lore of that champion. Carbon Custom says their cat is watching me on stream. He doesn't often watch TV. Well, please pet your cat for me. I do like kitties are wonderful. I am sadly allergic to them, but I like other people's kitties. Yes. Dave the Aztec is pointing out to is the episode title appropriate or what? I thought it was pretty on point. For a while when Dylan was on paternity leave, I took over the Thursday streams for him, and I thought it would be a nice nod to that time. So, yes, back just for 1 week, But otherwise, I stream with Satine Phoenix on Wednesdays, and we are focusing on Evergreen Champions. So sort of more the title of that stream is Evergreen Champions, and we're focusing more on what you can do in the initial campaigns and what you can accomplish when you just have the core champions or the current event champions. Codename Monkey also didn't realize that Codename Entertainment did Bushwhacker 2. Used to love that game when I used Facebook games a long time ago. That is wonderful to hear. I am pleased to let you know that Bushwhacker 2 is still going and thriving. It is one of the 3 games that we still live service, and it is thriving. So it still exists, and glad to hear that. And I am just going to ping the Bushwhacker 2 team, the dynamic duo of Nick and Georgia, who work on Bushwhacker 2. They will be absolutely delighted to hear that. Yes. Idle questions with Codename. Oh, that's a neat idea, Randus. I like that one. So yeah, we'll figure that out. We have... yes, Muserin, we have a subreddit. It's our Idle Champions, and typically every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific, we run a Q&A there. If you prefer a Q&A in text form, that's usually with Sean or myself if Sean is otherwise indisposed. We won't be running it this Tuesday because of Canadian Thanksgiving. This sort of changes up our schedule for the week. And with that in mind, Bardic Inspiration is also postponed for a week, as is Evergreen Champions next week, as well as Improvised Champions, which is our latest show, was also pushed back a week. So the next Idle Champions stream, well, the first Idle Champions stream next week will be on Wednesday at 1 p.m. with Mars for Mars's Guiding Hand, and then it'll be the usual Thursday stream. Wonderful. And yes, Robot Sean, today the giveaway for the last giveaway is I believe it's 16 gold chests. Well, 16 chests of your choice, and you can always choose more drawn chests if you like as well. So just keep in mind that that's an option. If you're into those, because those are a little bit lacking as of late. Yes. Let's just go check on the Tiefling twins. Calculating offline progress. Okay. Oh. Yeah, we're still going. This is a time. This is a time. This might not be happening with these two, but we can try. We can always dream. We can always dream. Baby LAG 2000 is just wondering who makes up the raffle words. They always seem to be something that comes up in chat. Yes, they are. They are created and by our lovely moderators. Well, one moderator at a time. Today is Jay, and they generally choose something relevant to the current conversation. So that's very much on point. Oh, I don't have my Modron active. See? It's okay. My Modron's not very advanced at the moment. I don't have my automation active at the moment, so. But that's the difference. But the Modron core itself is active. Alucard Wolf 359 is asking, did we get a hidden code? Yes, there was 2 hidden codes created, 1 found. It's Canadian Thanksgiving, spelt Canadian, spelt without vowels, and thanks spelt with THX. Yeah, thank you, Dave the Aztec, for pulling up the hidden code. But I created 1 more hidden code because chat told me to, which I really wish that could be my excuse for everything. But it has not yet been found. Strong Arms 852 is asking if we fixed stage 20 on Doll's Forge yet. I know that it's currently been worked on. I'm not sure that if it has been fixed yet as of this moment, but I do know that it is a priority that is being worked on. Kid Like 101 says they still need a hint for the dessert themed one. Well, it has something to do with what will be dessert for this weekend for many people in Canada. Crocus Maximus says that's not a thing. I'm not sure what's not a hidden thing. No, what's not a thing, but I'm happy to. There is a hidden code, and it is not poutine pie. That doesn't sound very good, to be honest, but yeah. And there are some comments about which is the preferred Thanksgiving pie. Just asking if maple pie is a thing. I know that pecan pie can be made with maple syrup instead of corn syrup, which is delicious. Highly recommend. Would do that. But that is not the code. Daily wants me to open some chests. I can open some chests. Let's do that. Let's open 50 gold chests because that sounds great. Ooh, looks like I got some feats. Got some feats. Yay, feats. Lucky feat for Omen and Archon's general feat for Torgar. That's fantastic. Oh, and that's loot for Arcoria as well. Wonderful. Great news. Does. Great. And then we're just going to open 41 because we like it when the numbers are even. We just like it when the numbers are even. That's not so wrong. No more feats. Think about the feats. But wonderful. And that's that. Streamer luck for the feats. Yes, partly streamer luck, partly 1 in 25 chance, and opening 50 chests would definitely imply that would getting a distribution of 2 per 50 should be right about spot on. I do think I have all of the feats now, though, because I try to keep a better tabs on that after one time when I opened about 400 tests on stream because I thought I was missing a feat and I actually wasn't. So that was the thing. But yes. Oh, Evil Emperor Zerg is asking, is the substitution of maple syrup for corn syrup a 1-to-1 or what, if you know? Yes, it's 1-to-1 substitution of maple syrup and corn syrup in pecan pie, but I would recommend using the darker, more robust flavor maple syrup as opposed to the lighter, sweeter version. It used to be known as like grade B or C, but now it's known as grade A, like dark, robust flavor. I find that gives the best substitution. Best substitution and flavor in the pecan pie, which is oddly specific to know off the top of my head, but there you go. That would be my recommendation. Dave the Aztec is asking question, how did you get 491 gold chests? Hacks. I've been saving them up for a while. I also put in the other codes. Sometimes when I make codes, I have to test them. I'm sorry. I have hoarding problems, as in, like, I shouldn't have so many chests saved up, and I don't open them all right before an event or anything like that for the bounty contracts, because I still have a bunch of bounty contracts. I just don't spend them and don't open them, which really isn't efficient, because I should be opening the chests to get the eye levels on my core champions, but I just don't. It's an irrational habit of mine just to hoard them, but that's what I do. And Evil Emperor Concerned says, confirmed Margaret is a dragon. I guess. Splotch the Great is saying, so I'm a new player and still learning. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And they're asking, other than buying champions and events, is there another way to unlock characters? Yes, you will be able to unlock certain characters. These are known as evergreen champions through the campaign, and you'll also be able to unlock event champions through time gates. Time gates can have 2 forms. They are done in a natural time gate weekend that's coming up this weekend and next weekend. It's typically the weekends that follow content updates. And so a natural time gate weekend is when you'll have 3 randomly chosen champions. At least one of them will be year 1, and at least one of them will be a champion that you don't have. And if you don't have all champions, and then you will be able to choose between the 3 of them to recruit and gear up one of them. Also, when you have enough time gate pieces, you'll be able to open a time gate for a champion, and the difference when you open a time gate with time gate pieces, you'll be able to choose whichever specific champion in the store. No, not in the store, in the champion roster. For champions in the store, for any champion that you buy a skin for with IRL currency, that will automatically unlock the champion. If you unlock a skin for a champion with gems, that doesn't include the champion unlock. So that is the difference. Dave the Aztec saying that was definitely not intended to make you feel bad. Now I'm feeling bad. Oh, don't feel bad. I'm always happy to have some good-natured ribbing is always welcome. And Gingerade is asking if there's any luck on the second code. There has been no luck so far, but thankfully it does not expire for another until 1 p.m. next Thursday, so there still is some extra time. And they're asking as Canadian. Well, I hope that you have a lovely long weekend yourself and you enjoy some pie. So and thank you for joining us. That being said, given that it's 5 to the hour, and I should be signing us off for the day so that we can clear the schedule, especially on the D&D Twitch channel. So that's our show for today. It's Thursday, October 8th, 2020. Thank you for joining me and for participating in the Idle Champions and Dungeons & Dragons communities. You're all wonderful, and the show exists because of a number of amazing people behind the scenes, including, of course, our wonderful moderator and producer, Jay, our executive producer and the Eye of Sauron, the benevolent Eye of Sauron, Erica, and our partners at Dungeons & Dragons, Greg, Bart, Allison, Shalding, and Brandy. And take care, champions. Sean will be taking over at 10 a.m. tomorrow for Griddle Champions, and he will probably not have had breakfast, but that's wonderful. Thanks very much to you all, and have a lovely weekend.